Hey, how y'all doing? My name is Dahfae, your host at We Talk Everything. Please like and subscribe. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. This is my first official video. Also, at the end, please comment. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, things I could have done better. Let me know. My quality can only go up from here. So help me help y'all. You know what I'm saying? Content is going to start rolling out immediately. I'm going to start pushing out way faster than this last month has been. It's been a long month, but we're going to get to it. This is the story of JODI ARIAS. I hope y'all like it. On June 9th, 2008, friends of Travis Alexander showed up to his Mesa, Arizona home, concerned about his whereabouts as they hadn't heard from him in a few days. After gaining entry through the garage, they came in contact with the roommate of Travis, Zachary Billings, who informed them that he, nor another roommate, Enrique Cortez, had not seen or spoken to Travis in days, mistakenly assuming he was on a planned trip to Cancun, Mexico. If there already wasn't cause for alarm, this was the icing on the cake. The last time anyone had heard from Travis was in the earlier hours of June 4th. However, he was to lead an important conference call that very same evening, which he unfortunately missed. Calls and texts went unanswered, and friends of Travis, Chris Hughes, and his then wife, Sky Hughes, were already in Cancun. Being unable to reach Travis to confirm plans upon his arrival in Cancun. In fact, one of the individuals now in Travis's residence, Mimi Hall, was to accompany him on this trip, and they weren't to leave until June 10th. With no other choice, they were granted access to his bedroom. Immediately upon entering, they found large pools of blood in the hallway, and shortly after, found Travis deceased in his shower. This is the phone call immediately following this discovery.
Calling from 11428 East Queensboro. Ma'am, is that correct?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, that's 11428 East Queensboro Avenue in Mesa?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on?
What?
What's going on?
A friend of ours is dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while. We think he's dead. His roommate just went in there and said there's lots of blood. I didn't go in, but I can give you the phone to someone who went in there.
Yes, please, can you?
Hello.
Hi, so what's going on?
He's dead. He's in his bedroom.
Okay.
In the shower.
Okay, how did this happen? Do you have any idea?
No, we have no idea. Everyone's been wondering about him for a few days.
She said that there was blood. So is it coming from his head? Did he cut his head?
It's all over the place.
Hold on just a moment. Okay, you're a good friend of Travis's, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he been depressed at all? Thinking about committing suicide, anything like that?
I don't think he's been thinking he committed suicide. He's been really depressed because he broke up with this girl, and he was all upset about that. But I don't think he would actually kill himself over that.
Has he been threatened by anyone recently?
Yes, he has. Okay. He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that.
And do you know the ex-girlfriend's name?
Do you remember it? Zach. What's his ex-girlfriend's name? Ask Taylor.
And do you know if he's ever reported it to the police?
Her name is JODI.
Who is JODI? JODI Ann Arias, born July 9th, 1980, in Salinas, California, to William Angelo and Sandy S. Arias. She has two brothers, one sister and one half-sister. According to Arias, her early years were marred by abuse from her parents. She eventually attended Wairika Union High School, but dropped out in the 11th grade, later earning her GED. She had a knack for photography, and that interest led her to several part-time jobs as a professional photographer. She eventually took a full-time service job at the Elena Ventana Big Sur, formerly known as the Ventana Inn and Spa, in 2001. Here she met the restaurant's food and beverage manager, Daryl Brewer, and they started dating in 2003, eventually buying a house together in California's Palm Desert. In February 2006, she began working for Prepaid Legal Services, now known as Legal Shield, and as the year progressed, she grew closer to the Mormon Church and the relationship between Jodi and Daryl deteriorated. In September 2006, Jodi attended a company conference in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was here that she met 29-year-old Travis Alexander, a salesman and motivational speaker for Prepaid Legal Services. The two seemingly hit it off immediately and developed a sexual relationship, as well as daily phone calls, texts, and emails. And at a ceremony in November 2006, Jodi baptized into the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Months later, in February of 2007, Jodi moved from Southern California to Mesa, Arizona, to be closer to Travis. Friends of Travis thought that the relationship was toxic. They started to warn Travis about Jodi and her behavior, not to mention the speed in which their relationship was moving. They noticed that she was possessive and obsessed with Travis, paranoid that Travis was cheating on her. She would take his phone without his knowledge, reading texts, emails, and even hacking his Facebook. The two broke up in June 2007. This breakup, however, did not end their relationship, as they maintained a sexual relationship and even traveled together in March 2008. During this time, Travis had begun dating other women, but it always ended due to threatening emails and erratic behavior from Jodi. And finally, in April 2008, Jodi moved back to Wairika, California to live with her grandparents. Now fast forward to present day, June 9th, 2008. Travis has just been found deceased in his shower. Investigators scoured the crime scene and discovered Travis had over 25 stab wounds. His throat had been slit ear to ear and an apparent gunshot wound to the head. And now almost immediately upon his discovery, his ex-girlfriend, Jodi, has been named. While searching the home, police found his recently purchased digital camera destroyed in the washing machine, hair and a bloody palm print, along with all the other blood in the bathroom hallway. JODI Arias became a prime suspect almost immediately, as interviews with Travis's friends and family uncovered her disturbing behavior. As the news of Travis's death broke the following day, Jodi called the police offering to help with the investigation and even agreed to provide a sample of her DNA. Over the next month, forensics were able to recover deleted photos from the camera, and despite her best efforts, Jodi's DNA was found all over the crime scene. Jodi was charged with murder on July 9th, 2008, and arrested at 7:35 a.m. on July 15th at her grandparents' house in Wairika, California. She was then interrogated by lead detective Esteban Flores, and during this time exhibited some strange behaviors. Here are a few of her moments in that interview.
Still beat me. It might change my memory.
Goodness. Regardless of what the Bible says, and yes, I'm Christian, I just live my life by the 10 Commandments, and those are my rules. Da, 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 da. You know, thou shalt not this or that, but it doesn't say thou shalt not fornicate. So I just used to joke about that.
Jodi immediately proclaimed her innocence, stating that she had not been in Mesa during the time of Travis's murder. Jodi at this time was not aware that not only was her DNA and hair all over the crime scene, but investigators had succeeded in recovering photos from Travis's damaged camera, which showed both her and Travis in sexually explicit photos, with this picture seemingly being the last one of him alive. 2 more photos were taken at this time, although accidentally. One while the camera was dropped, and another while the camera was kicked while on the ground, which seemingly depicts Jodi's foot and Travis's bleeding body. Now, I'm going to skip ahead here to her trial. The murder trial started December 10th, 2012, and after 4 months, she was found guilty and convicted of first-degree murder on May 8th, 2013. Although she initially maintained her innocence, when evidence was presented that contradicted her story, she confirmed that she was present, but that 2 intruders had broken in and she had escaped, before changing her story a 3rd and final time, stating that she killed Travis in self-defense. Although the jury initially found it difficult coming to a unanimous decision, she was finally sentenced to life in state prison without possibility of parole in April 13, 2015. She is currently held in maximum security as a level 5 high-risk prisoner at the Arizona State Prison Complex, Perryville. These are the true events surrounding Travis Alexander's murder. In the late afternoon, early evening hours of June 4th, JODI Arias arrived at Travis's residence. We know they had sex and took pictures before proceeding to the bathroom to shower. Shortly after this picture, Jodi stabbed Travis over 25 times, slit his throat from ear to ear, and then shot him in the head, taking 2 accidental pictures. She then proceeded to wipe the victim's body down before deleting the pictures from the camera and tossing it in a washing machine. She then drove to Salt Lake City, placing a phone call to Travis and leaving a voicemail as to give herself an alibi. In that time, she had dyed her hair from the usual blonde to dark brown and met with another acquaintance, Ryan Burns, who later testified that she had cuts on her hands. She left Salt Lake City on June 6th and sent Travis several more voicemails before accessing his voicemail system herself. When she returned the rental car on June 7th, it had been driven 2,800 miles, and the rental clerk testified that the floor mats were missing and red stains were in both the front and rear seats. An important note, the gun used on Travis was a .25 caliber. Jodi's grandparents owned the very same. A burglary was reported on May 28th. The firearm was never recovered. This concludes the case of JODI Arias. I didn't go into too much detail because this is a popular case. I hope you liked it. This is my first official video and they will only get better from here. Also, at the end of every story where there is a death, I want to leave a 30-second period where you can either pray or you can use it as a moment of silence. So I'm going to add that right here. All right. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one. We talk everything. We out.